We got 3 of my 8 grandkids here, right there. Obviously, they're Mizzou fans. We start here. Okay, first of all, BYU is a very, very good football team. Broncos done a great job of that program, and we knew they were going to be a heck of a football team, and it was a great battle. I'm very, very proud of our football team. With all the adversity, all the things that went down this past week, and how they stayed focused and could play and compete and come back and battle through all the things that happened during that football game. That's the great lesson for that one. Don't ever think you're out. Don't ever think you're out the rest of your life. Any game, play here, when things happen throughout your life, that there's hope, and you battle and you pull together, and I think the story is about our team. And we talked about playing for each other. That's all we did these next 3 games. It's all we're going to do is play for the guy next to you. And I was very, very pleased, happy for them, very happy for them. And, got a big game next week.
Gary, I know you said on Monday it was going to be a challenge to try to stay focused. As the week went on, how did you see that coming out with the team?
I think that it looked like when Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for practice, I think they really liked practicing, because I think it got away from everything. They got work together and so on and so forth. So I think that worked in a positive way for us. And then yesterday happened, and this thing was not supposed to come out until this next weekend. This weekend coming up. And that's when I was going to tell the team, and all of a sudden I find out at 2 o'clock it's out there. And so my players and my coaches got to know before anybody knows. So I had a team meeting scheduled already at 2:35 where we go substitution review, a thing called final edition substitution review. And I brought them in there, and it was one of the most emotional 15 minutes of my life. So now add that on. All of a sudden throw that right before a game. They're awesome. Those kids are awesome. They're resilient, and the coaches too. Just really incredibly proud of all of them.
Coach, can you describe the feeling from the team modeling my ESPN interview, saying DP? What was that like?
Well, it's very flattering. I love that. That's the biggest thing you're going to miss. You're going to miss the players and the kids. And as I've gotten older as a coach, I enjoy that more, and hanging around the locker room with the kids and so on and so forth, and them telling me when I'm cool and I'm not cool, so I can kind of keep up with what's happening here. But it means everything. I mean, that's what you do this for. You want to help those kids and help them grow as young men. You want to get them through school. You want to get them to be a great football player. All those things, and that's the toughest thing.
Coach, 2 questions. 1, how are you feeling? And 2, with everything that's going on within the UM system on campus this week, was there kind of some extra juice going into this game?
I don't know. I wasn't sure after yesterday what was going to happen today. I was praying lots. First of all, ask how I feel. I'm going to go. We had a release, okay, and it was done. It really factually told the kind of the story. I'm going to comment Monday more specifically about that. But for the lymphoma that I have, just a brief comment here, is I feel pretty good now, okay? And there's a lot of people that have cancer that's a whole lot worse than the cancer I got. And so prayers to all of them, or people that have sickness that's a whole lot worse than I have right now. I could go through all that. I don't want to go through that because I'll talk more detail about it on Monday. But that's just. But I feel pretty good right now.
How did the players take the meeting on Friday? What was their reaction?
They looked scared. They looked, we're working with kids. They kind of go back to how they were brought up. When things got tough, you see them bunker up. You see them, protect themselves. A lot of heads and a lot of things, and I think everything's so consistent in our football program that all of a sudden, what's going to happen, and then what's going to happen to my position coach, what's going to happen, who's going to get the job, all those things. And again, this was done really quick, and so I think those are the emotions that we're going through, and I was an absolute wreck emotionally, and just being honest with those guys, and I really felt bad because I didn't know walking out of there if our guys could be able to focus enough to even have a chance to win a football game against a good team like this. I walked out and I said, I just felt bad. I felt I blew it. But God love them. That's why it all gets back. It's about those guys. That's a special group of guys out there. And I always tell our guys, you never know when greatness is around the corner. You never know. You get hit in the mouth, bam, hit in the mouth, bam, lose. But you never know. You keep working hard and you go for it. You never know when greatness all of a sudden flips and around the corner you get it. And I'm rambling here a little bit, but that's, again, I'm so proud of my football team.
You've had close to 200 wins as a college football coach. With everything you went through this week and the time your nest, where does this one rank among those 191 wins then?
It's probably it's because of the week. It'll be up there. Forever. Somewhere. I hate to put games up there because then I get players that text me and say, well, "What about this game?" So then I just got to watch myself. So, but this is obviously because of all the circumstances, how this team just says so much about them, and it's one of the great games I've been a part of. Well, a little bit at the end once we got the ball down to 3. Calkin got it down about the 4-yard line, and they threw that ball to him, and he ran it down there, and the game was over as long as we have to protect the football in the right way. And then all of a sudden I started hearing it a little bit, and it's flattering. It's very. It's I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a whole lot about Gary Pinkel here. This is this is about my team and about everything else. But I love Mizzou. I love this place. I thought I had opportunities to leave, and I love the place, and I stayed here because I still think Mizzou can be even greater than what we've done since I've been here. I think there's a next step here that can go to a whole different level, and so to all our fans, I'm very, very, very flattered and very appreciative of them. Number one, being here for my football team, and number two, for being kind to me.
Coach Drew put together a really good game. How special do you think it was for that to come in Kansas City?
Well, we probably should play all our games in Kansas City. I think after that, he played well, but he had people around him play well. We ran the football. He threw the football to a variety of different players. He was obviously on. There's a glimpse, really, I think, of what he can be. We also had some young receivers making plays out there and so on and so forth. So I'm really glad. He always keeps a positive attitude. He always. And what I tell him sometimes is, he probably didn't remember this because last week he was, at times, just so frustrated. But I said there's enough you're like a head football coach. There's enough people beating you up. You don't have to beat yourself up. Okay. And I think quarterbacks, especially young ones, got to understand that. You learn, but you stay positive and you keep going. And I think he did a great job of that. And generally when he's playing well, your whole offense is going to play better. And I think that's the story.
Your guys got a toughest week you've ever been through.
Well, I've had a lot of things happen to me in my 15 years here and my 10 years at 25 years as head coach. I've had a lot of things happen to me. I think I was going to put a chapter in a book called The Week. WEEK. And I think that you're going to have tough times, and I always felt that I guess I'm thrown at me because good Lord thinks I can handle them. I can help lead our football team through it. So, but it was certainly a difficult week, but it's also not difficult when you feel like you're doing the right things, making the right decisions, doing the right things for your kids, and focus on getting things, getting your job done. we had to overcome a lot, and that's why we don't talk. We tell our players, don't be complaining about penalties, okay? Say, well, we lost the game because of this penalty, what have you, or blame the referee. It doesn't happen. The bottom line is you got to overcome every penalty you have, and we had some serious penalties there. It just cost us scoring opportunities inside the plus, and the one we had in the end zone and kept them on the field before they got touchdown. They threw the flat route. It's not good. So we're going to go back and analyze some. I didn't think were very good calls, but you're going to go through it. They're Big 12 officials. That's who handles their deal. I'm sure they want to get it right, so we'll give a critique to them also, just like we would the SEC officials.
Can you guys take a knee in front of the same end zone that the 2007 and 2009 Kansas games ended with those sacks? We were going 2009. Did you realize that?
No. I'm too simple for anything like that, man. Just simple dude.
What was the explanation on the Walter Brady penalty, the moving abruptly?
Well, it was understanding that you abruptly move and you force the offensive lineman to move. And we've been doing that all year long. We've been doing it for years, and they called it. So I'm gonna have to look at it. Just a lot of those things. You can go back through it a lot. You know what? Sometimes you're gonna get bad calls, and sitting around complaining about it isn't gonna make any difference. That's why we use the term overcome any penalties that we have, and let's be disciplined and mentally tough enough where we reduce the penalties and don't put ourselves in that situation too.
Does it hit you at all that your last home game now? Is the last time you're coaching Memorial Stadium?
No. No. I didn't. I don't know. I don't know when that's going to happen. I just want to win the game. That's top priority.
Gary, after getting through last week and then winning today, what do you expect this coming week to be like, the preparation and everything?
Well, a lot happier players and coaches walking around. I think that's going to be different. Obviously, you gain great confidence. So some of our confidence is back. We've hung together. As a team. Even as these last 4 weeks have been going on, we've hung together. We've battled. There was, this family. I could tell our kids. Families sometimes get mad at each other, and then we reach down and pick each other up, and we brush each other off, and we say we're sorry, and that's what families do. Every family's like that, and our family's no different. And I think we just did a great job of hanging together. Hanging together as a team, and very proud of them.
You mentioned family when speaking about the team. The people here to your right, how important will this family be for you moving forward?
Well, they're my priority. My wife's there, and my son-in-law, and my daughter Erin, and my three of our granddaughters. And there's a lot more we're missing here. There's a bunch more. So anyway, I'm going to talk about that more. But my family's always been remarkably important to me. It always has. I'm very, very, very blessed. I count my blessings. I love when my grandchildren text me and send me little love hearts or thumbs up. Even when we get beat bad, I get a little thumbs up sent to me. But anyway, I've been very blessed. We think it's the last thing I'd heard. We think it's an MCL. We think it is, okay, and I don't know. I don't want to speculate now. It could be more. So they're going to have to take a picture of it and take a look at it and see where it is. He's had such a great year, and J-Mac, and I can list a lot of players that have overcome those things, and he'll overcome that, and we all know the potential of him as being as great as anybody can be.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you all. Appreciate it.